You're listening to the Savage Sacktap. It's not a podcast, it's not a half-cast, it's just a quick shot to the balls to help you finish off the week. We're cutting through the bullshit, filling your Friday with rage-fueled logic, and cracking a few jokes along the way. So grab a bag of frozen peas. There's a Savage Sacktap coming your way.
Smooth, lascivious, salacious, outrageous.
Here we go. Happy New Year, you fucks. I actually did have a pretty happy New Year. Took a bunch of time off from work. Had some good food, good drink, good friends, a lot of profanity, a little bit of weightlifting, and finally caught up on some fucking sleep, which was absolutely fucking glorious. Not too much on the agenda today, just gonna rant for a few minutes about minor bullshits that I've observed lately. We haven't had an episode up in a couple weeks, so I figured I'd pop in and say cello. Before I start ranting, just want to throw the usual social media plug out there. If you aren't already, please check us out on Facebook. We are The Savage Crew, with Pat Bateman as our avatar. Same on Twitter, at The Savage Crew. Or maybe you want to see what the man behind the mic is all about. Well, you can quench that curiosity by following me, at Mike Montone, or just search for Michael J. Savage, and follow the man with the sweet shades, smoking the cigar, looking dapper, looking good. Alright, without any further ado, here we go. I tend to do much of my shopping at Walmart, and I know that they're the evil empire, and they pay their employees shit wages, and oh, the fucking humanity. But here's the deal. I got student loans to pay off, and I'm incredibly lazy, so Wally World's combination of one-stop shopping and low prices is way too much for me to resist. Someday when I'm making bank off of this podcast and can afford a personal shopper, I'll buy locally. Until then, Walmart is king, and I am nothing but a dirt-covered peasant. The thing about shopping at Walmart is that it's the ultimate melting pot of society, or a salad bowl, really, as my 10th grade history teacher used to say, because no one really changes. They don't melt together. It's you just take whatever fucked up, terrible person you are, combined to the rest of society into a salad. No one's melting. Anyway, you get shopping at Walmart. You really get a good look at all different facets of middle-class America, and I know we're in feel-good times when everybody is distinct and special and great, but really every time I shop at Walmart, I fucking hate Americans more and more. And I'm usually the palest one shopping in that store because it's a Walmart in North Bergen, and if you understand the ethnic makeup of Hudson County, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. But even white people included, it is just a giant clusterfuck, and actually a pretty good argument in favor of eugenics, if we're being totally honest. I've got overweight white folk in ill-fitting sweatpants cruising around on those motorized carts through the frozen food section. They're loading up on microwavable goodies, getting in the way while my skinny ass searches for frozen blueberries, which, if they were doing the same, I wouldn't criticize them. But instead they're pulling out like a stack of fucking frozen pizzas, and they look at me like I'm the one with the fucking problem. Go over an aisle by the rice and beans, and lo and behold, it's the Hispanic family of 12 rolling deep taking up the entire fucking aisle, so it takes me 20 minutes to get my hands on a jar of jalapenos. How the fuck do they think that this is an effective way to go grocery shopping? Like, what's that day like? You spend 30 minutes trying to cram the entire familia into a used minivan, then you drive 10 miles per hour under the speed limit because you're afraid of getting caught behind the wheel without insurance, and then they clog up every aisle in the goddamn grocery store because you couldn't leave your kids and their fucking abuela at home for 45 minutes. The only people I ever see in that store who seem to have their shit together are Indians and Asians. They move incredibly efficiently, smell aside, of course, but they rarely bring their kids with them, and when they do, they corral the fuck out of them the instant that they step out of line. This Tiger Mom shit is for real. We are all going to be speaking either Mandarin or Punjab by the year 2030. You're going to have mega corporations outsourcing customer service to to white people who can't get hired anymore because millennials were so coddled growing up that they lack any real-world skills other than crying and Snapchatting themselves taking fireball shots. It's going to be a very, very sorry state of affairs for the Caucasians out there. Get ready. Probably why all those guys in the South hate minorities so much and are so afraid of anyone with a slightly darker shade of skin than theirs. Get ready for it. The race wars is coming. Fuck. Let me tell you something. If the race war does come, I'm siding with the Asians and the Indians in a fucking heartbeat. God, they are some hardworking motherfuckers, disciplined as fuck, who have their shit together. Fucking white people. Now, you might be wondering where I'm going with all of this. And here it is. So while I was waiting online to check out, I started cruising Facebook, and I think one of the things you'll notice if you pay attention to media, and I'm obsessed with media, TV, fucking radio, podcasts, social media, everything. I'm very interested in how people curate information. And one of the things that I notice while cruising Facebook is that every media outlet in the world wants to know what the general public thinks for some reason. Right, they solicit tweets and Facebook comments to use on air so they can have their talking heads break down the conversation. It's always about the conversation that's happening on social media. But I have to question, the fuck why do we care about the conversation that's happening on social media? And I'm on social media. I have to for work and to promote this shit, and you pretty much, if you want to be in touch with the rest of the planet, have to be on social media. But I don't think that means we should be taking anything that people, from sort of the general public, we shouldn't be taking what they have to say on social media too seriously, because the thing is, most people aren't very smart. Most people are complete fucking idiots. Take some time cruising Twitter and Facebook, and you'll find that both are massive intellectual toilet bowls. I think today I logged on and I saw that Anne Hathaway's pregnancy pics or some such fuckery was trending on Facebook. Wrap your head around that one. Okay, so to get something trending, it means that like a fuck ton of people have to be talking about it and sharing it and liking it and commenting on it. So many people on the most widely used social media platforms on the planet were talking about pictures of Anne Hathaway in a bikini, either post-pregnancy or during... I didn't probe because it's fucking stupid. That it was trending. That on this first Monday, after New Year's, after the holiday, when people are returning to commerce and work and world issues, we've got ISIS and Boko Haram and immigration and migrants and fucking refugees and terrorism, and there's female genital circumcision going on and Planned Parenthood. Every major hot button issue, you got these guys in Oregon occupying the building. Interesting things that people could be discussing. But no. The people on the internet are obsessed with Anne Hathaway's bikini pictures. And not... If it was Anne Hathaway straddling a fucking Sibian and she periscoped the whole thing, I'd be right up there with you. I would watch Anne Hathaway fuck herself raw on a Sibian for fucking hours. But that's not what it is. It's like a couple fucking bikini pics or some shit. What the fuck? How is that trending? What the fuck is wrong with you people? Who cares about that? Like, you have to be a stupid person to care about that. So anyone who's listening, if any of your friends shared that or commented on that on Facebook or Twitter, scroll through your shit. I want you to write underneath, comment, "You are a fucking idiot for caring about this." I'll give you a second to do it now. Cruise through your phone. Okay, time's up. If you couldn't find any, go back to it later. Remember, write underneath their post, "You are a fucking idiot for caring about this." Seriously, not a day goes by that I do not see just dozens of people that like I either grew up with, or went to class with, or worked with, just spouting pure fucking retardation onto my newsfeed. I want to share, I have a couple examples that I've queued up here, as the British say. First is from, well, actually, both are from chicks I went to college with. First, I'm going to leave names out of this because it's unnecessary, and enough of you went to school with me that you'll know who it is. I have no need to call her. The first one's actually a pretty decent person, got along with her well, but this just fucking... just stupid. It's just dumb. It's a dumb fucking post. And it was an NFL Sunday, which is always ripe with social media stupidity, especially since the NFL became like a national craze about 10 years ago. It makes me fucking yearn for the days when the only people watching the NFL were guys like me who used to play football, raging alcoholics, and compulsive gamblers. It was such a nice little community to watch the blood sport amongst, and like a 27-10 game was considered like a high-scoring blowout. Fuck, they have fucked that league up so much. Anyway, she wrote, "Hey, so if you don't like how a male athlete is performing, so you call him Sheila Manning to say that he's acting like a woman and therefore inferior or bad, it doesn't make you cool and clever. It makes you a fucking dick." Ugh, yuck. Well, she's right about one thing. It doesn't make you cool and clever, but it also doesn't make you a dick. It just means that you're not very creative, and you chose to make a hacky, worn-out joke. You see, here's the thing, Toots. In the parlance of professional football, being a woman actually is inferior and bad because women lack the biological attributes needed to play football at a high level. Mainly testosterone and bone density and the ability to grow muscle and different forms of hand-eye coordination. So all those things that one might need to, say, start for the New York Giants at quarterback and peel off a couple of Super Bowls over the Patriots. Those are not attributes that any woman will ever possess. Ever. So calling Eli Manning Sheila Manning, the joke therein is that he is a woman and therefore incapable of starting at quarterback for an NFL football team. You see, that's the joke. It's not that being a woman is necessarily a bad thing. The joke is that women can't play quarterback in the NFL, and Eli's performance was so bad that some are questioning if he is a man or if he is actually a woman, and that is why his performance was so terrible. Do you see what they were going for? They weren't saying being a woman is terrible. They were saying that a woman could not play quarterback in the NFL. Eli performed poorly, so is it possible that Eli is a woman, and if so, we can create this portmanteau, Sheila Manning? You see? I'm sorry I had to mansplain that joke to you, but I felt it necessary because you felt it necessary to write that asinine fucking Facebook post. It's sort of like when someone uses the word manspreading to describe the way that men sit on the subway. It doesn't imply that being a man is bad. It simply suggests that the manner in which men sit on the subway is an inconvenience to other riders. Although it's also an inconvenience when some broad sits down and then takes up 3 seats with her oversized Louis V bag filled to the brim with makeup, tampons, low self-esteem, and whatever else you dames stuff into those things. Somehow this fucking status pulled 41 likes, as well as comments of agreement, almost entirely from women and one white knighting gentleman who, but when we were going to college, was caught jerking off to pregnant chick porn, so his fucking opinion doesn't matter. But this is why there's a glass ceiling, and, well, the pay gap is a myth, but this is why there's a glass ceiling. If women want to get ahead in the corporate world, they need to quit being so fucking outraged by a shitty joke. So outraged that they felt the need to post an open comment on Facebook to rally the vagina brigades to their cause. I think a better status may have read something like this. Here we go. If you think clitoral circumcision or denying a woman the right to choose what to do with her body is important because a magic man in the sky and a book written thousands of years ago tells you it should be that way, you aren't pious, you're a fucking dick. You see, if that had been her status, I would have applauded and shared and commented with my kudos, but since we're in America, we take aim at cheesy jokes that everyone makes when they're razzing their buddies about how bad their football team sucks. Great job, hun. I'm sure these suffragettes are toasting your health from beyond the grave as we speak. Another woman, young woman who I went to school with, perpetually shares articles written by mommy bloggers. If you don't know what a mommy blogger is, it's a chick who has kids but no real job, so they spend their entire day getting loopy on white wine and Xanax, and they write these fucking retarded articles online that get shared amongst every young mother on the fucking planet. Usually it's some rant against vaccination, or criticizing fucking bullying or gender stereotyped toys. Just really, really dumb shit. But these jackasses are among my favorite members of the internet commenting jungle. Her most recent post was an article that some broad wrote about how it's totally normal to carry your 6-year-old son, because someday he's going to be too heavy for you to carry, and you need to carry him as much as possible now before it's too late. I actually shared that a few weeks ago on the Facebook page, so if you scroll back a little bit, you can check it out, which is a convenient little social media plug for us, too. Check us out, The Savage Crew on Facebook. Pat Bateman is our avatar. Yeah, we're plugging the web. They love doing that at radio stations, man. Anything you can do to kick people over to social media, and I just did it. I'm a product of the fucking system. God damn it. I don't know what the fuck this is all about, carrying your 6-year-old son, but I have a feeling that same blogger is one day going to be penning a piece about how to deal with your 6-year-old when he gets his ass kicked at school because his mom carried him onto the field before Little League practice. People who do shit like this should not be allowed to raise kids. And the ones that they have already produced should either be euthanized, put into foster care, or sent to some sort of work camp where they can be, toughened up and reprogrammed into functioning members of society. You know how the religious right sends their fruity kids to those pray away the gay camps where they try to turn them straight, but all that happens is they just wind up sucking each other off in the bunks late at night and they come out gayer than they even were? Well, what we need is some sort of pussy conversion camps where we send kids who have been raised like special little snowflakes to turn them into to young men and women of character. It'll be called Play Away the Pussy, and basically what we'll do is have the kids play, old school games like wall ball and pick up and slaughter, and they'll climb on dangerous playground equipment that exists on a blacktop. None of that fucking rubber padding that all the playgrounds have today. I'm talking good, old school, 1980s, 1990s, fucking risking a broken bone, skin knees, bloody nose at every turn, fucking chipped teeth, black eyes, all the shit that used to make us fucking hard and tough kids back in the old days 15 years ago. And then at their sort of graduation project before they get to be liberated from the camp, they'll have to orchestrate a scheme to steal a box of nudie mags from someone's uncle and sneak liquor out of their parents' homes without getting caught. And then they'll go on field trips too. We could take them out to Williamsburg, Brooklyn, or Portland, Oregon, or Austin, Texas, or anywhere else that assholes go to discover themselves and work on their art or whatever the fuck they do. Much like we do with urban youths on shows like Scared Straight, we can give them a glimpse into what life will look like if they don't get their acts together. right? You pull some pampered little fuck out of his suburban home late at night, and then you show him his future as a gender-fluid, sapiosexual barista looking in an overpriced Brooklyn loft with 8 other dickheads who believe socialism is the answer because they've never picked up an econ or political science textbook. You do that, and he'll be slugging Natty Light and trying out for the football team in no time. It's like Hitler at Munich. You gotta stop this shit before it spins out of control. What else? I'm turning in my leased vehicle in a few days. The Civic will no longer be mine. Be going back to the Honda dealership. It's going to be the first time that I'm officially carless since like 2002, I think, when I cracked up my mom's Explorer during a techno drive. It's fucking weird feeling not having a car. A good thing though, it's going to save me probably about $400 a month between payments, insurance, and I have to go to a new, cheaper gym since I won't be able to drive to my meathead castle over in North Bergen. Anyway, I've never in my life jerked off while driving, so I'm looking forward to. I have a week left to get that accomplished. I have to find a nice secluded road to cruise down while stroking one out. Gary will hopefully be stopping by later this week to record another Savage Hour episode. If you haven't listened already, the last one we did back in December is up on our website, www.thesavagecrew.com. I also shared it on Facebook. When you click the listen link on thesavagecrew.com, it takes you to our podcast landing page where we actually host the audio for the show. While you're over there listening, I know we get a couple dozen of you every week that listen, but we only have about 5 subscribers. So you can actually subscribe to the podcast for free, and you'll get automatic alerts whenever we post a new show. It's just a quick little buzz on your phone. We don't spam you, anything like that. So check it out, and please tell your friends about the verbal train wreck here that I call a podcast. Word of mouth is one of the main ways that we've been able to grow this thing over the past year. So we have a very niche and cult following, so we're always looking to expand to like-minded listeners, because obviously this is not for a mass audience. This is not probably never going to appear on the Z Morning Zoo. Whoa! We're doing a wacky prank phone call here on the Morning Zoo. You're never going to get shit like that out of us, so it's not going to appeal to the housewife and teenager crowd. It's going to appeal to really cool chicks and, guys in their 20s and 30s who fucking hate everybody. So that's it for this week. Once again, on Facebook, we are The Savage Crew. Same thing on Twitter, and I am on Twitter as well, at Mike Montone. Remember, aviator shades, slick haircut, V-neck, cigar. That's me. And catch you next time. Toodles.